problem is like this. In a lossless medium, for which eta is equal to 60 pi, mu r is equal to 1, and h is equal to minus 0.1 cos omega t minus z ax cap plus 0.5 sin omega t minus z ay cap ampere per meter. Calculate epsilon r omega and e. This is a given problem. So generally in the examination there is a possibility of asking any one of this. So the solution for this problem is, here it is given a lossless medium. So lossless medium means obviously the properties. For a lossless medium, conductivity is always approximately equal to 0, alpha is equal to 0. Beta, here it is given cos omega t minus beta z, sin omega t minus beta z. So omega t minus beta z, beta is equal to 1. We know that first calculation of epsilon r. We know that intrinsic impedance is given. We know that eta is equal to, for a lossless medium, mu naught mu r by epsilon naught epsilon r. This is nothing but what? Square root of mu naught. Mu r is given 1. So this is into 1 by epsilon naught epsilon r. So this I can write square root of mu naught by epsilon naught by square root of epsilon r. What is this value? This is nothing but free space impedance 120 pi. So 120 pi by square root of epsilon r. But eta is given 60 pi. Therefore square root of epsilon r is equal to 120 pi by 60 pi, that is equal to 2. Therefore epsilon r is equal to square root on both sides 4. Epsilon r is equal to 4. So like this we can calculate epsilon r value. And another important, the next thing is calculation of omega. Because here omega is not specified. We know that beta is equal to omega by c, where c is free space velocity. What is c? C free space velocity, how we can relate? 1 by mu naught epsilon naught. This is free space. In general, c is equal to 1 by square root of mu epsilon. Mu is equal to mu naught mu r, epsilon is equal to epsilon r. So this is nothing but omega into square root of mu naught mu r, epsilon naught epsilon r. So this is equal to omega by c into square root of mu r is 1, epsilon r is 4. Okay. This is nothing but 2 omega by c, beta. But beta is given 1. Therefore omega is equal to, where c is free space only. Omega is equal to, beta is 1, 3 into 10 power 8, 1 into 3 into 10 power 8 by 2. This is nothing but 1 into So this is nothing but 1.5 into 10 power 8 radian per second. So like this we can calculate. Here the important thing you have to keep in mind is it is a lossless medium. So mu is equal to mu naught mu r, epsilon is equal to epsilon epsilon r. So if you forget this one, you will get a wrong answer. So we calculated epsilon r value and omega value. Now the important thing is we have to calculate E value. Here H value is given. Here H value is given. What is that H value? H value is given as minus 0.1 cos omega t minus z ax cap plus 0.5 sin omega t minus z ay cap ampere per meter. Here it is very interesting. It has two components, some H1 and H2 components. So this is I am writing some H1 plus H2. Therefore E also has some E1 plus E2 components. I have to calculate what is E1 and what is E2. Because here H1 is equal to minus 0.1 cos omega t minus z ax cap. E1 is equal to how much? I know that E by H is equal to eta. E by H is equal to eta. Therefore E is equal to eta into H. Eta is already given for the medium 60 pi. H is already there. So E1 is equal to eta into H1. So this is nothing but minus 0.1 into 60 pi cos omega t minus z. Cos omega t minus z. Here the important thing is what is this component? This is very important. What is this component? I know that E cross H always gives propagation direction. E cross H always gives propagation direction. Here what is the propagation? Based on this omega t minus z. Omega t minus beta z. Okay. So omega t minus beta z means it is propagating in positive z direction. It is propagating in positive z direction. That is Az cap. Positive Az. So I have to get here Az. E I have to calculate. H is what? H is what? Here H is Ax. The thing here, important thing here is don't consider H as only Ax. The H is this minus also. The H is here, the minus also. If we, for amplitude, if it is minus, that is not the amplitude negative value, it is the direction value. It is the direction value. So we have to consider for H, it is minus Ax, not only Ax. Whenever there is a minus for amplitude, consider it for direction, not for the amplitude. So I have to consider minus Ax for H. So what is the thing for E? So that I can get Az. So if you follow the convention, this is X, this is Y, this is Z. Right-handed convention. I have to get Az. Here it is given X. Suppose if I put here Ay cross Ax, Ay cross Ax. Ay cross Ax means, suppose if we consider here it is Ay cross Ax is minus, because this is left-handed convention. Minus Az, minus into minus plus Az. So Ay is correct. So for E, the thing is Ay. The thing is Ay. Therefore E1 is equal to, don't consider this minus. Don't consider this minus. Suppose here if you consider for a magnitude minus, then you consider only Ax. Then you consider only Ax. If you already put for magnitude, because this minus already I consider here for direction, so here then it is only plus, here only plus. So this is 6 pi into cos omega t minus z a y cap, a y cap. Suppose if you already taken for this amplitude minus 60 pi into, now consider only ax, ay cross ax. Now we have to consider minus ay to get az. Then minus minus consider, same thing results, whatever it may be. That's why in general, please consider this minus for propagation direction, so that you can easily get. Otherwise, if you have any confusion, directly take it for magnitude. You can proceed like that also. You will get both same result in any case. So E1 is equal to 6 pi cos omega t minus z ay cap. Similarly, E2. E2 is what? E2 is nothing but eta into H2. Eta into H2. You know this very well. This H2 is what? 0.5. Eta is 60 pi. So 60 pi into 0.5. This is given sin omega t minus z. E2. Now, what is this component value? Since the propagation direction is az equal to h is given ay cap, because here amplitude is positive, so directly I am taking positive value cross. If what is E2, then I will get az. Obviously this is ax, then only I will get az positive. So this is ax cap. Omega value already calculated. So like this. Then total E is equal to E1 plus E2. Simply you can calculate the electric field for any medium. So this kind of problem is a very, very important problem. So you may expect a question from this type of kind. Another problem of the same kind is, a problem is like this. In a lossless medium is also called as non-magnetic medium. Lossless medium. E is given by E is equal to 50 sin 10 power 8t plus 2z ay cap volt per meter. The first one is, what is epsilon r value? The second one is, what is h in this medium? It is equal to how much in the medium? Same kind of problem what we discussed previously. The solution to this is, first of all, write down the given data. From that, how to relate unknown data. Lossless medium means alpha is equal to 0, mu is equal to mu naught, because lossless medium is also non-magnetic medium. That's why mu r is equal to 1. Therefore, mu is equal to mu naught only. Epsilon is equal to epsilon naught into epsilon r. Then here beta is equal to, I know omega by c. This is equal to omega by c into square root of mu naught to mu r, because generally c is 1 by square root of mu epsilon. C is free space. Now it is free space. Only 1 by square root of mu naught epsilon naught. I can write like this. Therefore, because beta is given here, how much? Beta is equal to 2. beta is given 2. So therefore 2 is equal to, omega is also given 10 power 8. 10 power 8 by C I know 3 into 10 power 8 into square root of, this is mu naught mu r epsilon naught epsilon r. Sorry, this mu naught and epsilon naught already we are written in the form of C. Okay, only this is mu r into epsilon r. Then mu r is equal to 1. Epsilon r I have to calculate, keep as it is. 10 power 8, 10 power 8 cancels. 3 into 2, 6 is equal to square root of epsilon r. Therefore, epsilon r is equal to 36. Epsilon r is equal to 36. This is first one. What is the second one? Second one we have to calculate H field. Very simple. I know that E by H is equal to eta. E by H is equal to eta. E is equal to, given already, H is equal to E by eta. Since it is a lossless medium, eta has only magnitude. Phase is 0. We know it very well. What is that magnitude? We have to calculate. That magnitude we have to calculate because eta is equal to 120 pi by square root of epsilon r. 120 pi by square root of epsilon r. This is epsilon r is equal to 36. So this is 6. 120 pi by 6. 20 pi. Eta is equal to 20 pi. Therefore, H is equal to 50 by 20 pi. 50 by 20 pi sine 10 power 8t plus 2z. The important thing in this type of problems is the component value. How to find this component? How to find this component? I know that E cross H always gives propagation direction. E cross H propagation direction it is minus AZ because the wave is propagating in omega t plus beta z. Omega t plus beta z means it is minus AZ direction. E is given AY. So AY cross, what is the value of H required so that I can get minus AZ? Because this is a right-handed system, we have to follow X, Y, Z. X, Y, Z. So AY, if I go for AX, obviously it will give minus AZ. So it is AX value only. So here it is AX cap. 50 by 20 pi sine 10 power t plus 2z AX cap. So like this, you can calculate H field. Suppose if you calculate the same problem by using Maxwell's equations, it will take a long time. Because you can use Maxwell's equations because any electromagnetic problem can satisfy Maxwell's equation. You can solve the same problem by using any Maxwell equation, that is to calculate H field, but it will take a long time. So this is a simple way, and the important thing you have to keep in mind is the component values. So the remaining thing is only similar, only magnitude it will change. What is the component that is either AX, AY, AZ. The simple way is E cross H. E cross H gives always propagation direction. So first of all write down the propagation direction. Then what is given E? Then what is the required H so that I can get the propagation as given. So if you do like this, you can easily get. Suppose even the question is multiple choice questions, you can cross verify. You can cross verify like this. So this is a simple way to solve this kind of problems. Next problem is you can solve this problem, and just I will give some hint how to solve this problem. The problem is like this. Problem: a uniform plane wave, propagating in a medium has E is equal to 2 into e power minus alpha z sine 10 power 80t minus beta z ay cap volt per meter. If the medium is characterized by The medium is characterized by epsilon r is equal to 1, mu r is equal to 20, and sigma is equal to 3 mho per meter. 3 mho per meter. Find alpha, beta, h. Find alpha, beta, h. Just I am giving hint to solve this problem. By observing this equation, E 2 into e power minus alpha z sin omega t minus beta z form. So one thing is clear here. It has e power minus alpha z. That is, the medium is not a lossless medium or free space. Definitely the medium is a conducting medium. Then only we can have attenuation. That's why the attenuation term here is e power minus alpha z. So we have the conclusion that it is a conducting medium. It is a conducting medium. One more thing here you have to observe is, first, because here if you observe the sigma value, sigma is equal to 3 mho per meter. It is very greater than 1. 3 is more greater than 1. Calculate sigma by omega epsilon. Calculate sigma by omega epsilon. If it is very greater than 1, if it is very greater than, the value is very greater than 1, then obviously it is a good conductor. It is a good conductor. The medium is a good conductor. For this problem, definitely this is a good conductor. If you calculate sigma by omega epsilon, it is a good conductor you will get. We know that for good conductor, what is alpha and what is beta? Alpha and beta is equal to square root of omega mu sigma by 2. We know this. So you can calculate alpha and beta directly. And one more thing, they are asking for h. H is nothing but what? Eta. Eta you know for a good conductor. Eta is equal to square root of omega mu by sigma at an angle 45 degrees. At an angle 45 degrees. So h is equal to that E by this magnitude of eta and this phase angle comes. So you will get some magnitude eta sin 10 power 8t minus beta z minus 45 degrees. This form, this type of form you will get. So you calculate this, what is this entire magnitude. So this is the answer for this problem. This is the answer for this problem. So if you calculate properly, the answer you will get is like this. The answer for this problem is alpha is equal to beta, that is equal to 61.4. Alpha for value it is nepo per meter, which is 61.4 radian per meter separately. The value is 61.4. And h value minus 69.1 e power minus 61.4 z sin 10 power 8t minus 61.4 z minus 45 degrees ax cap milliampere per meter. Milliampere per meter. So this is the h value. So please solve the problem and verify your answers based on this procedure. Generally in the examination, how we get the idea is, because if you observe the E field, here it is a conducting medium, so just think, because here it is given sigma 3, so we can expect it is a good conductor. That's why we are calculating sigma by omega epsilon, so that directly we can calculate the things. Otherwise, if you don't have that idea, go for the general formulas. It will take a long time. That's why you do this type of small things. Observe the problem carefully so that you will get a good idea how to solve the problem easily.